Hey, what's up guys? Tyler here with Secure Team, and before we go any further today, I just have to briefly speak on something I posted to Twitter last night early this morning, where I just, for some reason, felt like trolling my good friend Jeremy Corbell. If you don't know, Jeremy Corbell is the filmmaker who recently put out the Bob Lazar film, where he did a tremendous job. We were all even able to fly out to Los Angeles for the premiere of that film, and you'll see me here and there in the audience. And well, last night I just felt like joking around, and I posted a tweet saying something along the lines of, I wonder when Jeremy Corbell is going to break the truth about how he is nothing more than a CIA shill sent here to muddy the waters and really screw up the UFO phenomenon. And within minutes, you could tell that ish had hit the fan. And afterwards, I quickly said, just kidding, my friend, because it was a joke. It's a long-standing joke in this field. No matter what type of researcher you are, you're always going to get hit at least once a day by someone asking you, hey, when are you going to reveal that you're nothing more than a CIA shill and not a real researcher? So I thought it was funny, and just wanted to say nothing but the best intentions for my friend Jeremy Corbell, who's doing a phenomenal job. Guy never stops working, never stops putting out new films and art, and I'm anxiously awaiting what he puts out next. So, Jeremy, my man, you know I had to troll you. I gotta troll you every once in a great while. Keep you on your toes, alright? So, with that news out of the way, and that there indeed is no beef between me and Jeremy Corbell, what is very awesome that I want to talk about today, well, happened just as I was flipping through my local news when I came upon Tucker Carlson discussing the fact that frustrated pilots from all over have now got the Navy to stop dismissing the UFO phenomena and its sightings. The Navy, in fact, is now drafting new guidelines for reporting UFOs, paving the way for a significant new step in creating a formal process to collect and analyze the unexplained sightings and also destigmatize them. We found out that the previously unreported move by the Navy was in response to a series of sightings of unknown, highly advanced aircraft that were intruding on Navy strike groups and other sensitive military formations and faculties. So they were getting hit and followed and shadowed by these unknown craft.
States, even the U.S. Navy isn't certain what is going on. The Navy did just confirm that it is drafting new guidelines for personnel to report encounters with, quote, unidentified aircraft. The goal is to destigmatize the sightings of advanced, very high-speed aircraft that have been seen quite frequently approaching Navy ships and facilities without explanation. The Navy issued a statement that said, in part, this, quote, there have been a number of reports of unauthorized and/or unidentified aircraft entering various military control ranges and designated airspace in recent years. For safety and security concerns, the Navy and the U.S. Air Force take these reports very seriously and investigate each and every report. As part of this effort, the Navy is updating and formalizing the process by which reports of any such suspected incursions can be made to the cognizant authorities, unquote. Chris Mellon is a former Pentagon intelligence official. He's closely involved in the History Channel's upcoming 6-part series, Unidentified, Inside America's UFO Investigation. He joins us tonight. Chris, thanks very much for coming on. So we've gone in a pretty short period of time from the U.S. military not really acknowledging that there is such a thing to them acknowledging that these sightings are so frequent they need a formal process for reporting them. What's changed?
Yes, thank you, Tucker. It's an extraordinary turnaround, and it's really the result of an interaction between Congress and the Navy. And the fact that this has gotten on Congress's radar began some discussions which elevated an issue that before this time had been smothered and kept at low levels of the bureaucracy.
So, but what do they think? I mean, I was just reading this morning, some of these sightings, again, by military pilots who know the difference, estimate that these are objects moving at 15,000 miles per hour, for example. I mean, that's so much faster than any object, human-made object, has ever traveled that we're aware of. So what do they think that is? What's the going theory on this?
Yeah, this is tough terrain. There are three hypotheses that people have put forward, and none of them are very comfortable. One is that one of our adversaries has leapfrogged us technologically, China or Russia. Putin has been making some extraordinary claims about Russian technology. Another theory is that these are some test aircraft of the U.S. I think we can discard that now with the Navy itself acknowledging these are not American. And the third popular theory, of course, is that these may be from some civilization elsewhere beyond our solar system. And none of these theories are very comfortable to contemplate, but we have to look at facts and derive theories from facts, not start with theories and disrule or rule out facts.
So there you guys have it. That's just a small snippet of what occurred just earlier tonight on Tucker Carlson, which I had just happened to stumble across, and I said, man, I'm going to post a video about this. But it just goes to show once again something I've been saying for years now, because I've dealt with countless pilots who have come to me after having exhausted any other means for them to get their information out, to get their story out, how they have been visualizing these unknown objects that in some cases we shadow them, and at other times they shadow us, they chase us. Many of them flying at 15,000, 20,000 miles per hour, dive bombing from 60,000 feet high down to just 5 feet above sea level, almost playing chicken with these aircraft carriers out on the ocean. I'm definitely happy that the Navy is taking this much more seriously and that they are going to streamline a much better way, a much more serious way for people to report their own UFO sightings and for pilots to report their sightings rather than to simply tell their pilots to keep their mouths shut, which is what they've done for years now. And so, yeah, it's exciting news. And as I've said before, and I'll say it again just to close here, the ocean, in my opinion, is just as enigmatic and mysterious of an alien world as anything we could find out in space. We have an alien world right here on our planet, a massive body of water of which only 10% humans have actually discovered or dove down in and attempted to map out and just see what's down there. So that leaves 90% of our oceans that have never been touched by a human, have never been investigated. We don't know what's down there or what could be down there. And that brings me lastly to a film that I posted this about on Twitter last night. I had woken up in the middle of the night, like I always do, because I have insomnia and I hardly ever sleep. And I said, you know what? I feel like watching one of my favorite sci-fi films. You may have heard of it. It's called The Abyss. And if you like Ed Harris and you like underwater alien bases, well, this is the film for you. It was created in 1989, one of the best films out there. James Cameron, the director of Titanic, The Terminator, as well as other just blockbuster films, created this movie. And yeah, it all surrounds a bunch of guys who detect some really strange things happening at the bottom of the ocean, and they begin to head down in these deep underwater submersibles to see what's down there. It's an amazing film. It's called The Abyss, and it should give you a good idea of what could be down there in the nearly 90% of our oceans that we have never explored. So, great film. Check it out, The Abyss. It's on Amazon and Netflix, I believe. So, tell me what you think. One thing I will say is that you can never take the Navy or the government's word as gospel. It seems like there's always a secret agenda behind stuff like this. So, only time will tell. We'll keep our eyes on it. But in the meantime, tell me what you all think. Check out that movie if you're bored. And as always, stay tuned, subscribe, share this video, and I will see you all back in just a bit. Stay safe, guys.